Alright, today we're gonna talk about how to combat Anaguma. Some of you may already know I love to use rapid opposing look against Anaguma because it's very strong and old-fashioned. And this is going to be another example, and this was also very popular many years ago, and still it can be effective. And it shows a typical opening variation, and your king tends to take different route this way nowadays, but there is a good reason to take this route instead. And like this. Now black is indicating black is going for a slow move, and if you choose to go for a slow move as well, you are free to change your mind to go for Anaguma from this position. So it's good idea not to reveal your plan too soon. Like I said multiple times before, you can also push this edge pawn to ask black if he's actually going for a slow game. And if he does respond this way, now it's officially clear black is going for a slow game. This pawn push is unique because it's usually normal to build minnow castle first, right? But since it's clear black is trying to build some sort of castle for a slow game, so it's a good idea to push this pawn for a knight jump to put some pressure on black's castle. This position, your camp still remains flexible. You can still go for minnow castle or even millennium castle or Anaguma. It's really your choice, but since I'm not such a big fan of newly created strategies like millennium or ranging rook or so I usually go for minnow castle. But again, that's up to you. And knight develops and going for this forking next, so he has to respond by this pawn push. Then the king goes to the right, and both players completing castling right here. Then you can open up this diagonal. Since your left silver still sits here, a bishop exchange is not something you are afraid of. Even if he opens up this diagonal for surprise attack, that's okay, you can just take it back, because your camp is more solid. So he keeps going like this. Then instead of push this edge pawn, pushing this king's head pawn is a good idea, because it can harass this a file, and it's actually fragile if black is going for Anaguma. And he pushed this pawn to prepare for attack. Then you can develop this silver before he jumps this knight. Then bishop drops back. Then you're going for silver crown. And this pawn push is scary because if you don't care, for example like this, so bishop steps forward like this, then you can't avoid bishop exchange, so you're in trouble. So you shouldn't ignore this pawn push and respond like that. Then black plays bishop 3-7. This is very classic and also strong because now this bishop is looking at your king, right? So you have to be careful. Then this silver drops back to go for so-called Matsuo style Anaguma. The classic Anaguma comes with this gold on the bottom, but instead this right silver goes to the bottom. Then you can develop silver, and this silver drops back. Then you can push this pawn. And rook 5-8. Next, black can push this pawn to kick back this silver. So before it happens, this calm pawn push is great to block this diagonal. If he still insists of this type of attack, he has to take it by the bishop, but then silver can develop. Silver develops, and you can accept the offer, and he recaptures, and silver develops. Now, he can't avoid either silver promotion or rook promotion, so you're going to be better here. So in this position, he has to take it by the pawn. Then you can safely push this pawn to attack this weak point, and he has to take it. Then silver recaptures. So there is no way to kick this silver back because this square is attacked by under the attack by the silver and bishop, right? So he has to do something else. He may try to reopen this diagonal, so it's a good idea to relocate the rook to the fourth file to push this pawn. Then your king calmly drops back to avoid this diagonal. Then he pushes this pawn. Then you can drop a pawn to attack this gold. If this gold goes to the left, there will be no square for this gold to go to, and it can get easily trapped, right? But now it's easy target. So instead, it can go to the right. Then you can push this pawn to create empty space right here. Then you can take this pawn. And if he tries to defend like this, for example, to prevent this pawn promotion from happening, you can drop a pawn right here instead. If he takes it by the silver, something amazing will happen. You can recapture, black recaptures, then this promotion. This is a check, right? But no matter how black responds to this, you can take this gold. So you're going to be better. To avoid this variation, it's also possible for black to play pawn 7-7, but there is no choice for you to back down. You can still go for it. He would take your silver, then you can take his silver as well. And he recaptures, then knight jump. Since your king sits here, you can jump the knight, right? It's like I said, so you avoiding this diagonal, so your king is safer. And you can also go for more aggressive move like this. If he goes this way, this will be great because this silver is attacking you. Here's rook and gold, right? So instead, he will go to the side with the gold like this, but still, you can still drop silver. If he drops back, so silver develops unpromoted, then promote the pawn. This is very strong as well. Now, this diagonal is reopened again. Now, this king is under the tremendous threat. And you are almost winning here. This is also possible, but then you can take this pawn. He has to defend. Then you can calmly move back. Now you got one pawn right here. And if he does something, for example, if he does something passive, then again you can drop a pawn right here. If silver takes it, pawn promotion, right? But even if he takes it by the gold, you can still promote pawn, because now it's empty. Now your pieces are occupying this central file and the 6th file, and his major pieces are inactive. Your king is safer, so you are also better here. Alright, there is another variation I want to show you, all the way back to right here. It's also possible for black to go all the way to the 2-6 with the bishop. You complete castling, and then black plays knight 3-7. Silver develops, and he plays a rook 4-8 to utilize this good position for bishop and pile up on 4th file. If he, if you push the h pawn right here, he can offer pawn exchange. You take it, silver recaptures, and if you do something like that, knight jump is great. Now, black is piling up on this square because now it's the weakest, but if you go forward like that, he can just take it and you recapture. Then he could drop maybe right here. He could drop bishop right here. If you move all the way back to the bottoms, he can promote knight, right? But even if you play like that, he can push this pawn. Now your silver is dead. Or you black also can drop a pawn to create attacking base right here, and you drop back. Then he can push this pawn. I didn't study deep enough in this position, but it's not going to be good for you anyway. So instead of this pawn push, you can do something else. And this is going to be a joseki move. And this calm drawback is great because it's avoiding this knight jump beforehand. And he can still go for the pawn exchange, but this time your bishop is safer. Oh, and by the way, if he tries to offer the rook exchange, it's going to be good for you because you can simply accept it, and this poking is great, right? So he would take this by the silver. Then you can take this square. In this position, his bishop is here, right? So you don't have to play king 8-1 or 9-2. So you can save one move in this position. And he has to take it. Then this pawn drop is great. So there is no choice for black but to take it because he will lose the silver otherwise, right? But then you can sacrifice bishop. If gold takes it, this silver drop is great. Now black will lose either the rook or silver because gold or rook. If he moves back, you can take the gold, right? If he goes to the side, he will lose the silver, and even if he drops the pawn, you can take this rook. So it's going to be great. And right here, even if he takes it by the king, you can still drop it. He moves back, you can take the gold, he recaptures, then this bishop is dead. Alright, that's all for this. I've uploaded 2 videos about how to deal with Anaguma, and you have one more option here. By learning this variation, you will be able to choose the right one accordingly or pick whatever you feel like doing to go hard against your opponents. I hope you enjoyed this one. Your passion is the biggest reason for me to move forward, and I can also learn a lot from making videos for my fans. Thanks for your support, and bye for now.